So today we're going to be looking at gathering supporting materials, or really doing research for your speech, for speech number 4. Now, in a normal time, I would ask you to go to the student portal, which is located where you check your email and things like that, and then click on library, which is located on the left-hand side of the screen. And oftentimes the first thing I would talk about is the catalog, so things that are physically housed in the library. Unfortunately, you don't have access to that right now, but there are a number of things that you do have access to. One is ebooks and media, so we do have a number of ebooks, and we do have a number of media sources available to us still. And we also have a very vast academic database. One is called EBSCOhost, another is called Gale Power Search. Both of those work like Google searches, but we do have other databases, as you can see right here on the right-hand side of the screen. Gale Power Search looks like this. It works like a Google search. We have something called Accessible Archives, and Accessible Archives is primary and secondary sources from the 18th and 19th century, so newspaper perspectives, journal diary entries, county histories, things like that. We also have things like JSTOR, which includes journals, primary sources, and books. Now, a lot of times people, they say, okay, you know what? I just want to go to Google. I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to try my hand there. Here's the thing. Not everything on Google is created equal. You get the good, the bad, and the ugly. Sometimes you get a really good source. Sometimes you get a not so good source. Sometimes you get a really good primary source or secondary source. Oftentimes you find what we talked about, a tertiary source, something that we should never, ever, ever cite. Sometimes you get something written by a complete madman. So you don't really know what you're getting. But you do have to do your due diligence. If you do use it, just a simple Google search, you have to look at it. You have to analyze, why am I trusting this source? And what type of source is it? So we'll get into that in a bit. There's also something called Ask Your PA, Connect to a Librarian. I'm not really sure of the access to it right now, but you can connect to a librarian 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it brings up a text chat, and it could help you find more information on a source that way. So that is also located in the library page. So any document that you do get, any internet document that you do find, you have to look at, one, who's the author? Who's the publisher? Is this the first thing that they've ever published? Why am I trusting this author? Why am I trusting this publisher? Do they publish other things? Are they academic in nature? Is it truly a primary source? Cross-checking the information, and is it valid and current? So are you finding similar information elsewhere? Or is that information coming from a truly reliable source? If not, why am I trusting it? Again, is it current, up-to-date information, and is it truly a first-hand account? So if it's a secondary source, is this the most current information that we have about this topic? And does it truly come from a first-hand account, or is it written after the fact?